Time I saw it, I was very much intrigued by it. But then the last like 3 to 5 seconds, they did this weird graphic with Bayley where they showed almost her head shaking or her head spinning. And I didn't understand it. And it kind of threw me off because it was the last thing I saw. Now I'm starting to get it. Now I'm starting to become interested in it and intrigued by it. Nick, if I'm listening to this the right way, I'm not an expert on Bayley's career, but the voices that she's hearing in her head are the three different aspects of her career. I guess when she was an uber baby face, when she was a heel, and then how would you describe that other personality or characteristic? Like, is that the ding dong era?
That would be my guess. I was just gonna say I'd say ding dong to like keep it simple because like that's just the last. And it was hosting a show and then kind of just being there. You know what I mean? Okay. So I really feel like yes, and there is those different voices. Great point. I've been loving watching these, and the first one really made me excited because it didn't seem produced. It didn't seem like here's the halting cadence that we all use for our promos, or here's how you go, but I'm the greatest of all time, baby, or whatever the hell. It's like when you can take that out, not always, you're supposed to have like certain ways to do a promo in the ring, but when you're trying to make something legit and seem real, this is the way you do it. You have it well produced, but not in the pro wrestling way. It looks nice, but you just let someone go. You're almost like, these are questions that when you're driving to the next town, you're like, what the hell do I need to switch up? Oh, remember when the boss liked me every week? Oh, I was doing this character. Yeah, the people loved it too. But then you have the ups and the downs. And then those real conversations that all of us have in the car every day, focusing on getting to next Monday. Or if you were off TV one week and you get Michael Hayes going, it's good to be off once in a while. And you're like, oh my God, are they firing me? Am I done? What do I got to do next? And it is constant 52 weeks a year like that. So this hits home to a bunch of us because we can definitely feel like this is not the pro wrestling version of it. This is, hey, why am I not in that gold circle? I did these characters. I did the work. I was world champion. I was there for everybody. I was anything they needed, I did. And sometimes you have to sit back and go, where did I go wrong? And sometimes you don't go wrong. Sometimes you just did everything. Sometimes you did everything. You were either selfish or you weren't. But you don't go wrong. It's Hollywood, and not everyone can be on top at all times, especially if there's a handful. And watching her go through, well, I did this, I did that. Okay, no, stop trying to tell me to go back to that. I got to do something else. It's just so genuinely real in a world where we all know everybody's fake fighting.
It's really interesting to me, and I believe you just said it. I think fans are entertained by what Bayley is doing, but it's truly hitting home with the boys.
Yeah.
Because professional wrestling is an inherently negative industry. We're always walking on eggshells. We're always looking up to see where the black cloud of fear is looming today. We're always wondering who said what. Am I doing okay? Did I say the wrong thing? Are my clothes nice enough? Blah, blah, blah. So when I hear the positive, I get it. But I almost think that with the positive that we're hearing from Bayley is considerably less than the negative voices that are going through Bayley's head, because that's what goes through a wrestler's mind. You yourself, you'd have had a lot of positive. I would have changed this, and I wish they wouldn't have looked at me, with this set of eyes on this day. And I think that's why it's working, with mental health awareness being as prevalent as it is in 2025. I think people can really sympathize and get on board with what Bayley is going through right now. Because Bayley just doesn't think that she's good enough.
Yeah. And even if it's hitting home with the boys, with the genuine conversation she's having with herself, which is very, very comically real every day. Like, even if you're just in some other job, you're wondering, like, oh, the boss wants to take credit for my work here, or why was I so nice here when I could have been the team leader here? Like, this is all real stuff, like, word for word that goes through our heads in this business, but in other business too. I really think it's going to relate to everyone else eventually. It's not the same situation, but you do go, man, why was I asked for the more responsibility to help out, and then the boss took credit with the other boss, and then now I'm stuck here, and now they all rely on me. And it's like, sometimes you got to cut someone's throat to get ahead, but like, did I do it at the right time? And it's like, all of that is coming together, and I think it can apply to other people too. But man, that conversation she's having is one that we've all had, and not once in a while. 4 nights a week when you're driving to the next town for those 4 hours, you're just going, why did I tell Vince? Yeah, sure, I'll take that finish. Or you come to the back, and I swear he said great job and gave me a thumbs up, but then the next week I'm not on TV, so what the hell am I doing? Like, you heard the crowd, but maybe I'm not their guy. And it's like, that is all real to all of us, except for maybe Roman or Cody or something. It's all of us. And when you see that happen, I feel like that's something that you can relate to no matter what your job is.
When you just talked about coming through the curtain, and you just heard what the crowd told you, then you come back through the curtain, and maybe your agent or your producer pulls you on the side. And one of the things that used to bother me the most, that would really sit with me, where I would think about it, like we heard Bayley thinking about these things, is coming through the curtain, and your agent is waiting for you, and he's like, you did this wrong, or why did you do this? And, oh, that didn't work. And I, dude, I never held back. And I would look at that agent, and I'd be like, did you just fucking hear what those 20,000 people told us? And you're going to tell me my side headlock takeover wasn't that good? I mean, we're like, what were you listening to? What were you doing? But and I would get angry, and I would challenge them. But then I'd be damned that if when I got in the car, even though I knew I was right, or at least I felt justified, that agent's words are ringing in my head.
Yeah.
Because I know after the show, that's what that agent probably told Vince. His side headlock takeover sucked, and he was difficult after the match.
Yeah.
And that's where the negative snowballing starts. And it really is difficult for wrestlers to stay positive, because we're always being told what we've done wrong. The pats on the back are few and far between. And I've always said this, and, Chris Jericho, one of our good friends, I told this to Chris a long time ago in a galaxy far away. I said, there's only 2 ways a boss can show his appreciation for one of the boys. I said, put an extra 0 on our paycheck, or pat us on the back. And I said, you know what? That pat on the back goes farther sometimes than that extra 0 on the paycheck. Yeah. Because sometimes we're making so much fucking money and things are so good that the extra 0 doesn't even matter. Either we'll make it this week or we'll make it next week. But that pat on the back means a lot. And it sounds to me like Bayley the voices in her head are acknowledging that she hasn't been patted on the back very often, and it might be all her own fault.
Yes. You're saying in different words and got there differently. Like, was I too affable? Was I too easy to work with? Was I not selfish enough? And we've all been there. We've all done the same thing. And much like you said, coming to the back, we don't get told, this was great, this was great, this was great. You could work on this one thing, but don't worry about it. Even in 2025, and me, I'm someone I very rarely would get the pat on the back, even if it was well done. And you would just go, I got to a point where I was just like, I go to Michael Hayes, Michael, what was wrong? And he'll be like, nah, it was okay. I'm like, just fucking tell me the one thing that you got. He goes, well, we went to break a little earlier than you got to. I'm like, okay, just tell me that. I'll fix it. Done. Got it. And then fist bump and walk away, because sometimes it's all negative and we're in our heads negative. But like you said, sometimes no matter what the hell happens, you hear that crowd and you go, hell yeah. Oh, it's all erased. We heard him. I did my job. He wanted the biggest pop in the world on this guy pinning me tonight in a 6-minute match, and we got it. We teased him with a roll-up one last time that they didn't think was going to happen, and then we hit that damn spear, and they blew the roof off. And you come up, and you're like, yeah, hell yeah. And you want to high-five your buddy or TJ who's waiting for you, and then someone goes, well, he could have been a little cleaner on the headlock takeover. And you're like, all right, okay, all right, thanks. And then if you're, much like you said, like me, I'd come back there and I'm like, follow that, motherfuckers. And then you get pulled aside and then you end up throwing a case of water or getting chewed out. And you go, well, no one's pitching for me next Monday to come out and be the hero. So I get it. You totally understand all those situations. And the great point that you said, it might be her fault, which is crazy but real. Was I too easy to work with? Should I have slit some throats and stepped on some necks to keep going? No, I was over. I was loved. I loved doing this. I kick ass at it. I was the champ. I was on top. And what did I do? I didn't just keep cutting throats. I was being nice and helping others. And you know where that gets you in Hollywood? Nowhere, man. Or you had your 15 minutes. So then you have to go, okay, do I go back to being that person? Or do I start over? Or do I cut everyone's throat and go, I have what's inside me to be the best of all time, and I'm not going to sit back and let people stand on me.
It's like you ask about Bayley. Hey, what's your opinion on Bayley? Oh, my God. She's so nice.
Yeesh.
She's such a... I didn't even finish my...
But that wasn't on purpose. I was just like, oh, yeah.
That was just so reactionary, right? Oh, she's so nice. She's such a great wrestler. I love being in the ring. All this positive. The girlfriend can't find a spot on the card, or she's going out there every night and she's looking at the lights. And can you imagine, like, if you are Bayley and the self-doubt of knowing I was one of the original 4 horsewomen. Charlotte Flair takes helicopters to shows and drives on yachts. Becky Lynch can do whatever the hell she wants. Mercedes has 97 championships around her waist. And I'm sitting here wondering why I can't get a sniff of what these other women have. Where did I go wrong? And I think the self-doubt really resonates with fans because I think they have all gone through self-doubt. And I think what Bayley is doing resonates with us because we understand dead on balls what she's going through.
Yeah, we get it. And also when you emphasized, what did I do wrong? That's fantastic because even if you're full of shit to yourself, you're not sitting there going, why didn't they push me? Why didn't they give me this shot? Why am I not the champion? It's like, what did I do that put me in this position right now? Because I have to get myself out of it. The company sure as hell not looking to do it. And I'm willing to go out on a bet here. Again, I'm making this up. But she probably was like, just had nothing going on and was like, I'm losing my mind. She probably had to go above and beyond. Give me a shot. Let me film something for 30 seconds. If you like it, you put it on TV. If you don't, I'll go back to sitting around and signing autographs and telling and everyone saying how great it is to be around me. Great. Okay. Got it. And it has, this is like the 3rd week now, I think. Even on Coach's show where we barely talked the wrestling aspect of it, we were going, isn't this interesting? And it was, yes, it hits home to everybody. It hits home hard to all of us in the business. We've all been there. Even when you're the champ and you know that you're passing the torch in 2 months to someone else, after that, where do you go? Because your ass is out of there if you're not fighting for something. And maybe she was just too nice. And that happens to all of us. And I hope
not
now,
me.
Yeah, sorry. You know what? You make a great point. Yeah, I was waiting for my phone to go, ga-ding, 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 ga-ding. Like, yeah, we know. That was not nice. But and the funny thing is, like, I'll come back and be a jerk to the back because I know what we just did. But then when it's time to help somebody out, I can't help myself. There's an issue there. It's to a fault, but that's fine. She is focusing on herself, creatively different. I would have just, once they, I think they took her off WrestleMania and everybody knew about it and she talked about it in an interview. I say you leave her off TV, not even helping someone out, not running it, not taking a pin, gone. And then you get a total refresh. And then when those vignettes show up, you find out, oh, right, I forgot. You get to forget about her for a second. You get a little bit of a clean slate. She gives you the rundown of what she used to be, and she's sick of this shit, and she's going back to something to being a killer. And you go, total refresh, got her. I don't know what she's doing, but she's nuts, and now I'm kind of rooting for her. Whether she's crazy or not, I want to see what she's got, and then you get a little bit of a reset. That's the only difference I would have done.
From Bayley to Ash, we've seen how Ash turned it around.
Yeah.
Can Bayley turn it around?
I don't know. And that's the thing that I used to be like. I've heard stories where Vince was looking out the curtain at MSG and Stone Cold's just getting going, and someone goes, "Man, this guy's set for life. He's over." And the story goes is Vince goes, "I hope so, but we'll see." And even though Vince calls the shots and he could force Stone Cold to be the guy for 6, we did something in Stone now towards like we made Roman no matter what, we got him. Even when it wasn't sure if he was ready, we were going with it. That's a different aspect of the business. He goes, this is happening no matter what. And now Roman's one of the greatest. Like I was going to bring this up. I'm blown away like how smooth and cool he is in that ring. But that was forced on us for a little while. When it comes this way, you don't know, like, hey, is this guy or is this gal going to make it? And when Vince truly doesn't know, that means it's on you to make some shit happen for yourself.
Bro, I don't know if I've ever told you the story. If I have, I'll just repeat it real quick. I had a firsthand account of knowing that Roman Reigns was going to be the guy. It happened in Boston at the First Union, whatever the big arena was over there, and it was on, I believe, SmackDown. When I was in Vince's office, it was me and Devon versus Roman. And Vince wanted Roman to go over, and I had a different suggestion that I thought would get Roman over even more in the segment. And Vince says, "Bubba, I love it." And then he told me, "Just so you know, this is the guy that is putting food on our table for the next 10 years. That's the quote that came out of Vince's mouth. He knew in 2016 that Roman was the guy for at least 10 years. We are now 9 years later from the day he, said that to me, and look at where Roman is right now.